All right, well, I've done it. It's now happened. I own this here car that I'm sitting in right now. It's the Saturday after it's happened. Me having paid it off. It's pretty great. Yeah, I went to do it on the app and it had this weird thing. So I was trying to call someone to do it because it's I just didn't want to fuck it up. Or somehow, I don't know. I don't know. I've never been in this situation before like this exactly. But no, yeah, it was a big relief taking off. I cannot describe the amount of relief it has fucking just allowed to just warp all over my body. I'm just relaxing more and more since it's happened. I told nobody. Didn't tell anybody. I thought when I did it I was gonna post on the Snapchat or whatever. On the gram. Yeah, it would have just been Snap, but I was so sure. I was like, yeah, I gotta do a video or something to let everyone know. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. I really don't care. Obviously I'll tell them when I'm around, but I don't know. I hope this feeling persists, to be honest. I hope the more financially stable I get, the less I feel inclined to tell anybody anything, to be honest with you. Because I love sharing things and, being open and communicating with people, but to know for a fact that I'm not maybe oversharing, I guess, is what I'm after. To be asked is fucking bliss, man. I don't want to ever feel like I have to say something, I guess, is what I'm saying. And it's before living my life, that was just how I lived. It was I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to do this. I was like, why? What? I literally don't, so I don't have to do anything except whatever I decide at this point, I'm just living, so it's everything is choice. I could stop taking care of myself right now and just let it all fall away, but I'm choosing not to. Because I want to. That's it. That's literally it. So, I just need that frame of thought to just expand and just just blanket everything totally, completely. So I'm not out here doing anything feeling, pissed off, because it's I guess if I was doing stuff from that place of I have to do this, it's I'm expecting a certain response. So it's if I'm not getting that, then it's only animosity is going to grow between people, whether known or unknown. It's just sort of how that type of thing works, or at least that's just kind of how it worked for me. I don't know. Again, shying away from blanket statements for anybody else except for me. Because it's everybody's experience is incredibly, incredibly unique to them. Even however similar you might feel to somebody else. It's just everything's just so unique. But yeah, car is paid off. I'm stuck on fucking autopilot, so I'm out here early as fuck before work waiting to get in. I have zero chill, man. I want this week to be over, so my mind's just already on blast. I haven't been able to hit up my dealer dude until today, so that will be handled later today. And then whenever I don't smoke regularly, I hate to say it, but I'm uber productive, man. I'm really productive on weed, but then without it, I become insane. So I accidentally woke up too early again and got to work way too early. I don't know if I've ever met anyone with that problem before, but I haven't, because it's if I'm just if my brain's just on go, sleep just doesn't really matter. At a certain point, it's like I'll literally get like the exact amount I need, and then I'm like, cool, bet. Brain's like, yeah, we're just gonna be up. So yeah, I've stopped fighting it. It's just kind of how my brain works. I've always been that dude. I remember being a kid. I used to try to wake up earlier than my dad for fun. There was a minute where I would like go out and like surprise him, and then he was like, stop doing that. Cause like, yeah, that's a weird thing. But then, I don't know, just for personal gain, I was like, man, I'm going to wake up anyways and not tell him. And just know that I'm up earlier than him. So I would do that. I just did that for, I guess, years. I guess most of my life. A lot of my life. I would just wake up early. And I would just listen to my dad get ready for work or whatever. Made sure he didn't fall. He would fall sometimes. Because he'd be up early and he wouldn't like... He's autopilot as well, so it's where I get it from. He autopilots hard, but yeah, I would just be up. I would just listen. I like knew his routine by the sound of it. So looking back, maybe that's another reason why I'm so into just like auditory stuff like that, or just another chink in the armor. I don't even... Alright, whatever. That's the phrase I used. But yeah, dude. Early rising and shit, that's just nothing to me. Guess I'm just built different. But yeah, dude. It really just isn't an issue. I try to understand people who aren't able to get up early. And all I'm hearing is that it's a choice. In my head, I'm like, oh, okay, so you're just choosing not to get up. And they're like, no, it's more than that. But I don't know. People have issues getting up early, so that's a thing that people deal with. I just don't have that. And I mean, I'll also stay up late too. It's just like sleep's just not a thought until I can get it, I guess. It's like if I'm busy, my brain will 100% always override my body. And I will forget I'm tired and I'll be fine. As long as I'm locked in and like interested completely and fully, I'm pretty much there. And honestly, the more tired I get and that interest still stays, whew, buddy, that's when it gets dangerous. Because it's like, then I'm just like zoned out, locked in on a task. Like, whew. Yeah, that's when the all-nighters happen, and just bliss. Just thought bliss, you know? Because it's like, at that point, it could be 30 minutes or 2 days. I don't know. I'm doing this thing. So, I mean, I haven't locked in on anything like that in a minute, but maybe guitar. I don't know. I haven't picked it up in a few days. I've been busy, antsy. Very, very antsy just thinking about this money situation. And actually, yeah, because today is the deciding factor for my OT as well. Because I had a few extra hours earlier this week because somebody called out and then stuff wasn't, like, communicated. So I got some extra hours, which is super rare. So obviously I jumped on it. But sometimes they send people home early on Saturdays if they realize that. So I am going to try my best to just get in, get out today, stay under the radar. You know, just like be there, but like not call too much attention to myself. So yeah, that's kind of the plan. And again, it's like another reason why I'm just like, I'm on go right now. I'm just in that mode. I want this fucking bag. I need this money. I don't need it. I want it. But because it's like, now with this car paid off, that's literally just extra cash, man. Not that it wasn't before, but it's just even more apparent. Yeah, I'm fucking buzzing, dude. And I don't even know what to do with all this free time and a little bit of extra money. Obviously save, but I don't know. I gotta find something. Just some sort of, like, thing where I'm not sitting in my room every day and I can, like, build human connections with people in some sort of a meaningful way. However trivial or fleeting, it's just something. I need something. I'd like something. But maybe it is a need, because, I mean, human connection is a need for sure. And I'm man enough to admit that. And also, I finally listened back to the last thing I put up as well, and hearing the difference in the microphone. I was like, you know what? I think I was going to stick with I was almost sure I was going to just stick with my iPhone right now, what I'm recording on, but I like the way the Blue Yeti sounded. I kind of got over the whole, like, feeling of masking whenever I set up. I kind of just switched my setup. So I was, for one, holding the mic instead of having the little stand. Two, I did it in my car, so I'm not, like, sitting at a desk. I got a nice little pop filter, so the mic looks ridiculous now. It looks like I don't know, it just looks like I'm talking into, like, the most insane floofy doll toy or whatever. So it's like I literally just can't take myself that seriously while I'm doing it. But yeah, and then it's like, when I did that, I drove out in the middle of nowhere, basically, and just recorded myself, got some thoughts out. So yeah, I don't know. Hearing it on the mic, it just sounded nice. It just sounded better. I like the sound of my voice a lot better on the mic. Sue me. I'm basic. What else would I obsess over but the sound of my own voice? It's like I do vocal training like 100% of the day, so I do like the tongue trills, I do like the do re mi's, and it's just something to do. And like, as a kid growing up with allergies, honestly, it kind of helps with allergies. Singing practice and helping with allergies are kind of one and the same if you really think about it. Doing a neti pot just so you can breathe better due to the mucus inside of your nose that just builds up throughout the day due to the amount of pollen in fucking Georgia. That also just clears out your nose for just, like, vocal and, like, speaking and, like, so, like, warm tea all the time, yeah, that's just kind of great for your throat. Oh my god, a lot of singers and voice actors do that too, so it's like, it's a twofold thing. Yeah, I'm, like, taking care of myself, but it's like, I feel like I'm also just always cultivating this talent of verbiage that I'd like to have. I don't know why, I just like to sound like myself, I guess. I don't think I sound smart. I think actually in a lot of places I sound pretty slow. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if some people thought I took the short bus, because it's like, sometimes I'm like, if I went to school and wasn't homeschooled, I probably would have took the short bus. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't have anything to really bounce myself off of right now, so I'm doing it on the fucking internet. But yeah, I don't even know where the fuck I was. I'm currently in the Sprouts parking lot because I couldn't get into my work parking lot because it's currently locked. So I'm gonna go drive over there, I guess, and see if I can actually get into work and start this day. Alright, it's fucking Saturday. I was leaving, and I'm pretty sure, if I'm correct, I may have my title in front of me right now. I think the Department of Revenue has sent me my title for my car. So, figured I'd record the moment. Yep, this is it. Shit, man. I wasn't even expecting to see this today. I was literally heading out, and then I saw this on the counter. Shit, dude. Damn, this is fantastic. I am owning the title to my car that I'm sitting in right now. Shit. Yeah, I'm pretty fucking ecstatic. And I still haven't told anybody. I have no desire to still. Man, I'm very, very happy right now. If it's not showing. I got two other things. I'm trying to see if this is like other shit that goes with it. Send payment? What is this one? Oh, I have an unpaid toll? Oh god, that 50 cents turned into like $30. Damn. Shit. Alright, well, can't win them all. That was from from like 4 years ago. Which would kind of explain like inflation, I guess. Then I got one more. Thank you for trusting USAA Federal Savings Bank to help with your financial needs. We are pleased to notify you that the lien on the collateral described above has been satisfied, and we have notified the Department of Motor Vehicles, DMV, electronically to have the lien removed from their record. It's fucking official, man. I am no longer in debt on this fucking car, bro. The proverbial bros. Oh, man. Yeah, this is a big deal. I think the plan from now on is to just save and stuff. I think I went a little manic before, and like I've been talking about, I do stupid things when I'm bored, so I think I fucked around and did something stupid, like buy a guitar. So yeah, I'm gonna return that pretty soon. Maybe today, actually, when I get home off of work. It was fun and all, but I'm like, what the fuck am I doing, bro? I had to like sit there and think about it objectively. I'm like, what kind of week did I have? Was I in a good spot when I bought that? What was I thinking? I was not. I was tired, I felt lonely, and I had nothing to do, so that's what the fuck happened. But yeah, I'm gonna return that bad boy. And then yeah, just continue to save. And just double up on stuff that I know I want to double up on. Like, I want to have my necessities intact, good to go. Like, I want to feel like I'm in the swing of life before I move on to the next thing, I guess. I want to feel comfortable for a minute. So, I haven't been not broke during a holiday season ever since I've been an adult and living and working on my own and stuff, so. It sounds simple and it sounds like I'm not doing anything, but bruh, that's all I want. That's all I want for the rest of this year and maybe even next year. I don't think it's insane to want to like sit and build for like a year. So I think I'm fine with that. Because it's like I don't have the money for the school. I'm not going to try to rush and go into more debt to go into school. So I'm going to just take it as slow as I possibly can for the foreseeable future. Get things corrected. Alright, so I think yesterday I made a decision. I think I'm done trying to use this whole Blue Yeti microphone thing. at the end of the day, it's just so cumbersome. It's kind of a pain in the ass at this point. I bought that thing when I was like, I don't know, probably like 15. So it's like I'm just a completely different person, so it kind of makes sense. Like, I like to pace, I like to walk around when I talk, and it's literally the opposite of that. So I've just been looking at other like single recording options that aren't necessarily an iPhone. Maybe just getting like a new mic for this or something. But yeah, just part of the process of me figuring out how I want to do this a lot better. Because right now it's just me setting that thing up is just so extra. And like keeping the headspace and keeping the thought intact while doing it is fucking exacerbating. Because by the time I got everything set up and working, if I drive out to go record, which is what I'm doing, because it's like I just can't where I'm at. But yeah, me and my gut feeling have just been right there. I'm holding my fingers together, like when you're like not telling the truth and you're like faking it type shit. That's how I'm holding my fingers together right now. Me and my gut feeling are like right there recently. So it's nice to have been able to get in touch with that and just like, I don't know, just know what I want. To be honest. Last thing I talked about was like the whole camping thing. So it's just like the more I talk about that, the more excited I get. The more I'm reminded of how much I loved going to the wilds as a kid, which is this like Christian camp that I went to. And I remember how like after I came home, I slept in my sleeping bag for almost like a year after, because I just loved it that much. I didn't want to like not have that feeling of being like out in the wilderness and like camping, and that was one way I could do it. So yeah, I think camping is just going to be one of those things. In all honesty, I think it might be like a bigger part of my life than I think right now. Kind of like driving. I knew I wanted to stick shift the moment I saw my first car, which is a Honda CRX. I forget which year. It was black, all murdered out. But I saw the car first. Didn't know it was manual, and I was like, oh, cool, whatever, I'll learn. That was the only thought that went into it, and I was correct, and I have been driving a manual car ever since. Haven't looked back, haven't regretted it. There have been days, obviously, where I'm like, I would love to just get on the road and just push go. But the days where I'm having an insanely fun time in this car just vastly outnumber that at this point. Or any car that I've had that's been manual versus me driving an automatic. Automatics are just, they're for people who love to go to work and do regular shit. I'm just not that. So but yeah, I think the last thing on here with the Blue Yeti is probably going to be the last thing on here with the Blue Yeti for a minute. And then yeah, I'm just going to keep looking at other recording options and try to upgrade this thing, just make myself sound as good as possible, so that in the future I can really hear myself struggle through life right now. Or or who knows, if I have like a kid someday, it'd be cool if he or she, I always thought I'd have girls, I don't know, but whoever they are, if I have them, it'd be cool for them to just come back and listen to what their pops or dad did. Refer to him. I don't like that. But hey, if it happens, I'm not against kids, but referring to myself as a father sounds a bit odd. I'm only a 30-year-old guy, kid. What do you mean a father? But people have whole families at my age. My dad definitely did, so. It's crazy how the generations are just so different from each other. Our parents expect us to be doing so much more, and we're all just like, hey, did you see this new insert nostalgic item? We're all just infantilized adults, I feel. Just sucking up our nostalgia and not growing up. And it's this life that we live right now kind of makes it difficult. This dystopian America, this just everything just feels off for me right now, so that's why I'm doing this. Like, this is more the vibe to me recently than, like, doing anything else, to be honest. I'm just gonna go ahead and drive. I was gonna just do that, or just record that one little bit, but it seems I might also just be bored of music right now. When I say I would rather just sit and stare at a wall than do anything these days, I almost mean it. Because obviously I'm not staring at a wall. I'll probably just like scroll Instagram or something, but even I just can't do that for long now. Like, I'll zone out, I'll start falling asleep, and I'll just go to sleep. It means nothing. Like, how many times can I see a cat do something funny? Did I really just reference cat memes? What fucking year is it? But like, my feed right now is literally just like, funny shit. Look what Trump did. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm like thinking of like shows I want to look and like check out in the future, and I'm like, yeah, I want to watch them, but I also don't want to sit down and watch something right now. So I'm just in like a very, very in between limbo state, and it's still just it's just annoying right now. I paid off this car. I had money to continue doing stuff, but I was so excited about paying it off that I then proceeded to just not go grocery shopping. So I just was buying food and eating out because I was like, I'm on cloud 10, I got money, so I don't have money right now. But it's okay. This is kind of par for the course for me. Anytime I have like a major life event, I normally freak out and do like the worst thing possible a little bit. Set myself back, and then I just don't really bother with it again. So I think that was just me getting that out of my system, hopefully, and then the future will be better. I'm not saying I'm like broke. It's just like next check I'll be fine. But I could have clearly planned out this week or these last 2 weeks a lot better. I could have managed to also have weed right now, but I just didn't, and just spent the money on food. I could be totally chilling right now, but I chose not to. I got a little bit excited. but yeah, shit. Recently I took my friend's advice. He's been giving me shit for years about how close I sit to the steering wheel, and I'm like, but the F1 drivers drive close, blah blah blah, blah. That was my logic. Or like just like race car drivers, they sit pretty close. But, no, I've been, just slowly pushing my chair back for a minute. Because ultimately, it's like a safety thing, and it's like, I just learned to drive wrong due to the fact that I was only shown twice, and then just kind of learned in traffic. So there were just, like, habits I kind of picked up. Like, not keeping my heel down whenever I got the clutch in, shit like that. I'll use, like, the ball of my foot, instead of just my toes. Which is it's just like a learned thing. Using the ball of your foot is fine, but it's fine. But you're at the end of the day moving your leg a lot more and like your feet a lot more. So it's just like you just can't be as precise, in my opinion. So, but no, that's actually been like helping me out a lot. Not that I haven't been having like issues driving, but you know, I'm just always looking for ways to get better, I guess. There are times when I feel like I'm kind of having to control this car, or I guess like rein this car in, like it's like it could get out from under me. I guess is kind of the feeling. It's weird. I don't know. I always think about how like Kim Block, not on the same level as Kim Block at all. Obviously, look what the fuck I'm doing. But Kim Block, he would I forget, it was I think it's like Pikes Peak. I forget which car it was. Whatever the car was, his daughter has now since driven it. It's like the one with the big wing, but he described that car as just like kind of trying to keep it on the road. And he was like, yeah, the car's trying to kill you at all moments. And I'm like, I kind of get that. Because there'll be times when I'm in this car and I'll like move like a half an inch too much on the gas. Boost kicks in, turbos are flying, and I'm going, and I'm like, shit. The car is just screaming down the highway or a road. And I'm like, damn it, I didn't mean to do that. And then like getting out of that, it's just, it's fun. It's fun. It's definitely a lot. And I don't think most people would even want to deal with that in something that they drive every single day to go to work. So it's like, I guess I get it. Average people kind of just want to get in their car and go. I really just don't get down like that. I really do enjoy my mind being stretched and like active at every moment. I want to like do things the best way possible if I can. You know, if I have the interest, and if not, then just I don't give a fuck about it. So I like to be maybe I'm like the dark souls of people. You know, you really got to work hard to get anything good out of this. Hang it out with me, you'll feel insane for a minute until I start to make sense, I think. I don't know. I've been described so many ways by so many different people. I think the last good description, well, I wouldn't even say, well, yeah, I enjoyed it. I was talking with a friend, and I was just kind of describing how I felt, I guess. And I go through this whole thing, and she was like, no, you don't really hit like that. She described me as nostalgia. Nostalgia. I don't know if I said that clearly. I was like, huh, okay, nostalgia. So, I don't know. I don't know how to take that. I mean, obviously I took it well. Like, it made me feel good, but that's a feeling that I gave her, I guess. So I guess that's pretty cool. But I don't know, I guess I try not to be nostalgic in my life, but to hear that I induced that in someone else for any moment, enough for her to say it unsolicited, I guess. I mean, I guess I was talking about myself, but anyways, I mean, I don't know. The person who said that, I don't know. We also have like we connect differently. I don't know. We have different conversations than most people, I feel. But what the fuck do I know? I'm only 30. I've been around for 30 years. I don't know shit. Like, I feel guilty all the time. Like, I can't be out here giving advice. I feel guilty doing it. So then what if like, bruh, if I can feel guilty for waking up late to being early for work, I can make myself feel guilty over everything. Like my mind cannot be trusted, bro. Even to do this, I'm having to sometimes tap into a much cooler, much more level-headed version of myself in the future that's able to like speak this shit and like speak clearly, because like some days most days I really just don't feel adequate. I'm sitting here recording feeling like a fucking idiot. I'll sit back and listen and I'm shocked I sound coherent. Like, how do I explain that dichotomy to somebody else? How do I explain that amount of self-doubt to somebody else, and how that can creep up in everyday life and just like affect every single thing I do? Because it's like, not only is it like a mental thing, but like guilt and stuff like that, shame, it sits in the body. It's how you carry your body. You know, I had a lot of shame about everything due to my circumstances growing up. I just had like, I've said on here, I was just sick. I had Crohn's. I had like I had an MRSA, MRSA infection for a minute, but it was like very, very bad. It was like I didn't have hair for a minute. Like it was rough. It was just like pus balls on my head. It's kind of graphic, but it's a reality, bro. Like when I was a kid, I did not think I was gonna survive past maybe like 15. I was checked out so early, ready to just die. I was very, very much a depressed kid. I guess I'd probably be like a Wednesday Addams type. I was just not here for it. It's just so, yeah, a lot of my childhood was just like doctor's appointments really early in the morning. I hung out with a lot of nurses, got to know them well. When I first got Crohn's, I was in the hospital a lot. So I spent like, I don't know, maybe like, I want to say like 2 Christmases in the hospital. I've had maybe like 6 blood transfusions in my life. I remember the first one, when I first got diagnosed with Crohn's. We were at the hospital. We had just got the tests. I hadn't been feeling good. So we were doing like blood tests, and we were outside waiting to get their results back. It was me, my dad. Fuck, I haven't talked about this in a minute. It was me, my dad, my mom, my sister. Shit. Fuck, yeah. But we were out in like the parking lot of this hospital. Shit. Fuck, I haven't thought about this in a minute. And they had done the blood test, and we were just like chilling. Fuck. I was like hanging out with my sister. We were playing. My mom got a call from the doctor. And they were like, hey, so we got the blood test back. Can you tell Matt to sit down? Like right now, can you tell him to not move? Because he might collapse. They were like looking at my red blood cells and shit. And they're like, yeah, he's so low. We're very shocked he's doing anything right now. So my parents like went over to me and they were like, hey man, you gotta stop moving. You gotta chill. Yeah. The rest is history, bro. Just doctor's appointments and figuring out what was wrong with me and fuck. Shit. Yeah. I would say it was rough, but at that moment I didn't care. I was like, can I keep hanging out with my sister? Like, why are you telling me to not do this? I feel fine. I felt fine. I thought I felt fine. But my pain tolerance as a kid was just so high, so I just would let it sit for forever or just not mention it. It's like if I could get over it, I would. I was just never that dude who would just bother anybody for anything or any little ailment I had. I was like, can I just get over it? I will. Oh, but that kind of that changed everything. That really forced me to have to like not do that. There's a minute where I would like get in trouble with my parents because it's just like stuff would be happening like medically and I wouldn't say anything because it's just like I didn't know how to gauge what was like a big deal or what I should have mentioned. So it was like just big stuff would just kind of sit. I would kind of hope that it would go away. Like even the MRSA infection that I had as a kid, man. It started. I'm pretty sure it started as like thrush, like in my mouth. So it was like lesions in my mouth, and it just started happening. Right? I don't know what's going on. I'm a kid. I'm already freaking out. Like, I have all this Crohn's, and I'm, like, going to doctors, and this new shit starts happening. It went on for so long before I told my mom in hindsight. Like, jeez. Yeah, like, it was to the point I had asked my mom for a softer toothbrush for probably, like, I don't know, it was maybe like 2-3 months, and she didn't understand why. She was like, okay, yeah, I guess so. And she kind of just kept putting it off. And I was just like, my toothbrush hurts. And then finally, I guess one day it clicked for her, and she was like, what do you mean you need a softer? And she, like, looked in my mouth, and she freaked out, because she's like, it's just like lesions, and these like white lesions, and it was like, then it started to grow on my lips, and yeah. Hearing this stuff out loud, like, there's a reason why I don't give a shit about a lot of really inconsequential shit these days. Like, I can't. After going through something like that, a cold just isn't anything. Someone being a pussy at work just isn't gonna bother me. Like, I'm sorry, you can't communicate. I had to fight for my life and not want to be here when most kids are out having fun and, like, figuring themselves out. That was my childhood. I got to tackle and wrestle with my soul as like a 10-year-old and, like, wonder about where my eternal fate is gonna end up. Because, I mean, my parents were very, very strong Christians, man. They have a very strong relationship with God. I don't know if I necessarily see things the same way anymore. But, like, that's all that I was in. It was just prayer and health food and watching my diet and just being super regimented. I wouldn't really sleep much at night because, like, with MRSA, I remember I would have to just, like, take Benadryl because the itching would be so bad. Just every night I'd just be up, not sleeping. Watched so many movies on my own, my old iPhone 3GS. I got my Mac on with iPhone 3G. With the if you remember it, the iPhone 3GS, the screen was not great. Like, when you looked at that motherfucker close enough, you could kind of see, like, there's like a stitching pattern, if I remember. It sucked. But I watched so many movies on that as a kid. There was a short period where my dad was like, all right, we'll give you, like, a little bit of an allowance or whatever so you can do stuff. Because even, like, stuff like that was just not heard of. I just had, like, no autonomy of my own. I was fully reliant on them, but, I mean, you're a kid, whatever. I was a kid, so whatever. But yeah. My dad would try to stay up a few nights, but, in all honesty, that kind of just made me feel worse. I mean, it was cool that he'd be there, but parents would be on the whole, like, enforcing shit all the time. My dad's just very strict, so he would come around. I don't know. He would try to be understanding, but he just kind of would just force his way through stuff. A lot of the times my parents made me feel a lot worse. For shit. My mom just be saying whatever. My dad just does whatever. So, I mean, how can you argue with someone who has the authority of God? God. They're absolutely correct 100% of the time. There's just no point really in talking to them about some stuff. Blah. So, I'm sitting here, like, debating hitting this DA cart right here. I haven't had weed since yesterday. And it's not like I had real weed. I was, like, scraping the fucking reclaim off of the fucking bong. Yeah, so, I ran across some dabs again. So, roommate moves in, right? Ex-roommate's younger brother. Dude, happens to have some extra dabberoonies on him. So he, hands it to me. I hand it to my, smoking compadre. Because we were going to split it, because we both heard about it. So he hands it to me. I let her know. She comes over. We smoke some. She happened to be going through a day. So I was like, you know what? Just take it. Take it. Take it. I don't need it. So I just gave her the rest of it. And, the plan before was, to split it. But, when I gave it to her, I was like, oh, I'm not going to see this again. You say, I fuck with her to death, but, I mean, we like weed. So I just assumed that I was like, alright, it's fine, it's whatever. And then another thing too, she offered to buy me a cart before she left the last time when I gave her the weed. So the moment she did that, I was like, oh, okay, this shit ain't ever gonna see me again. So but at this little party, she was there, the party that my other roommate had, she was there, and she actually saved my portion, so we smoked that. It was nice, and then I was kind of hitting the reclaim. So I did have I had 2 or 3 real dabs. Kind of. When I do dabs, we go insane. Me and her, we kind of just don't have a limit as far as I can tell. Well, she doesn't. She can outsmoke me pretty easily. Which I'll have to fix that in the future. Right now, I just don't got that. Nah, it's fine. I'm totally fine if she outsmokes me. I'm just smoking for enjoyment. I think we both are at this point. But there will be one day I'm going to set it up for sure where I'm going to just get a fuck ton of weed. And I'm like, alright, show up at this time and we're going to see who can do the best. Who can blast. That is fully a plan that is going to happen. And it's going to be a thing. That's the type of shit I'm on, bro. That's the type of shit I'm trying to do in the future. I'm trying to pop up out of nowhere and just be like, yo, we're getting high right now. Let's go. The people who want to. Yo, we're relaxing. I'm like, if people can be as adamant as they are about drinking, I'm going to be as adamant as I can be about fucking weed, bro. You see how Mexican families go about celebrating a 1-year-old, the amount of Modelo that they go through? I'm trying to be that, but for weed, bro. I'm trying to be the Mexican family of weed and just always got weed on me, alright? The family structure that those guys have, it's so insane to me. I love it. I'll see that shit on Instagram and how they party and show up for their family and shit, and I'm like, bro, that's the fucking vibe, man. When I sold insurance in Florida, this Latina lady, she was older, she was maybe in her 40s, she would tell me about stories about her son and how they would all have these block parties and shit like that, and everyone would just be drunk for the weekend. It just sounded so much fun to me the way she described it. That shit would be so addicting to me if I got into that. Obviously now I'd have to do it without drinking, but if I could be in that vibe and be high and still vibe with everyone, bruh. I would be on cloud 9 if I could do that. But I don't even know anyone who partakes in that culture closely like that, so I think I'd probably have to date someone, which I'm not against at all. At all. But side tangent. Yeah, I'm basically to work now. I didn't mean to go this long. I didn't mean to even talk about all this stuff. But herein even lies more of a solution and an answer to the problem of the whole Blue Yeti, because it's this would never ever happen with the Blue Yeti. There's no way in my life where I could just set up the Blue Yeti, drive, and just go. So And this is quintessential to this whole process. I can already tell you that right now, because it's like I'm always going to be on the go. So I'm like hella early again, bro. I gotta stop doing this. I just don't know what to do when I'm like sitting at home and it's like I'm up. So I'm like, I'll just go ahead and go. Like, I try to give myself enough time to, like, if I want to, like, do stuff, I guess. I don't know, maybe I'm waking up too early. What I do right now is I have an alarm go off at 5 o'clock. And then I sit in my bed. I don't move. I stretch. And then I have another alarm that goes off at 5:30. And then that's when I actually get up. So every morning, 5 o'clock, alarm goes off. It rings maybe like once or half of a ring, and I'm up. I hit it. I'm immediately stretching. I'm like wiggling my legs around and like cracking my back and shit. And then sometimes I'll fall back asleep a little bit. But 5:30, bam, second alarm, I'm up. And then I'm up doing shit. If I have weed, that's prime.
I didn't get no sleep last night. I've been staying up all night just thinking about this alligator.
I would never wake and bake and go to work. Come on, that's stupid. But hey, the gate's already open. Hell yeah.
She says, what if we saw boredom not as a warning sign, but as a progress indicator? When you're bored, you've moved past the shiny beginner phase. You've reached a level of competence where conscious effort decreases. You're approaching the territory where mastery can emerge. You're at the exact point where most competitors quit. Boredom, in this light, becomes not just something to endure, but something to celebrate, a signal that you're on the path where few are willing to tread.
So I'm sitting here like a little bit upset that I don't have more to say. And I'm like just thinking about like I'm just like sitting in this energy. Like how it sits in my body, how I'm feeling right now. I'm like, oh, I should be able to like talk for like an hour and finish this guy real fast. But I'm like, I just don't think that's just not how it's gonna work out. My brain is just not getting that. I don't know, just a fun little thing. And then I'm like, and then this kind of makes me think about the future and like what I want to do with this. And how if I actually want to turn it into a podcast, which in my brain would mean like multiple people are coming in and like having conversations every now and then. But yeah, I think that is definitely the goal. I want to implement that as well into the whole camping thing. So just like imagine this with like just, you know, everyone's mind completely open, relaxed, just in the middle of the woods playing board games or like, I don't know, some other card game, who knows. But just like out there with the homies, bro, just chilling. Or just out there alone, just chilling. Either way sounds so nice to me right now. Shit. I don't know why. It brings me back to the energy. So, as a kid, I was like really sick. I had like really, 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 really bad allergies. So bad that my parents actually got like a whole RV because they were like, we need to get out of Georgia. Because the pollen here was just so fucking bad, which is... To say that... Like, I fuck with my parents. It's crazy we don't get along, but they did that. But at one point, they let me stay in the RV in Florida for a month on my own. This is the first time I had been on my own for the most part, and I was like a completely different person that month. For one, I didn't talk. I kind of just went mute. I didn't have to talk to anybody, so I didn't talk to myself or anything, which is weird for me. I actually talk to myself a lot, which I attribute to me being alone so much as a kid. But on this one specific trip where I was in the RV alone, I did not. I said no words. I played Fallout 4 a lot. I picked up the hobby of reading comics for this 1 month. I would go to a comic store. There was one that was close to us. We were in I think it was Port St. Lucie, Florida. I forget. I would go there. I kind of got to know the people, but I would just like get a few comics. I'd go home. I'd play Fallout 4. I'd eat dinner, cook or whatever, clean. And then I would just read comics, and then I would fall asleep. I didn't feel guilt. I didn't feel any sort of like imposter syndrome or anything like that. It was just, I don't know what that was. I've never read before like that, like going to bed, and I haven't done it after. I didn't really read comics before. I haven't read comics after. But that one time in space, that very specific version of Matt was the most, I don't know, I guess, in his bag. that version of me, that weird little version of me, I didn't give a fuck about anything or anyone, and I was just in my own element. So it's kind of cool that I guess I'm calling back on that energy as opposed to trying to like conjure it up out of nowhere. But it's also weird. I'm like looking back on this very, very specific version of myself, and the fact that this very specific version of myself even existed. Like, yeah. So